Did it? Awesome.
So what is title? What is the role when you are purchasing a home? And why is it important? We're going to learn all about that today on today's episode of Fairview Live. We are live with Emily Prophet and Erica Kelley. And we're here at Lionsgate Title. So Emily, can you start off by telling us a little bit about you?
Hello, I'm Emily Prophet, and I have had my title company here in Fairview since August of 2022, and I've been in title since I was about 22 years old, so quite a while. I have a lot of experience, and obviously it's my passion for me to stick in this business for that long. I love helping people and problem solving and being industrious. When people say no, it can't be done, I love to find a solution. And
now you've been in title for 20 plus years?
30 plus.
Okay, so 30 plus years you were working for someone else, right? And then you just got this brave, had a dream, or how did it come about that you decided to just, jump ship and say, I can do this on my own?
I just had a vision. One of those times where you can't sleep at night and you're thinking, and all of a sudden I just decided I can do this on my own. I've been doing it on my own for the last 10 years, basically, well, longer than that, but for the last 10 years before I went out on my own, I was running a title company, an in-house title company for a big real estate office in Green Hills. And I was the only employee there, and I was doing all the work. And when my youngest graduated from college, I thought, well, this is the time I can kind of go do whatever I want. So I just had a brave, sometimes I think it was a crazy feeling to go on my own. And when I decided to do that, we have these antique lions gates at our property. We have 50 acres out in Hickman County. And the lion has always been a symbol that has a strong meaning to me. Obviously, in religion, it has its own meaning, but besides that, to me, it symbolizes bravery, strength, courage, a little industriousness. So I figured that was just a great name for me to use for my title company.
That's awesome.
So that's sort of the background, but I'm just really, really happy I did it.
So you decided to take the leap of faith, and you are living in Bellevue?
We have a home in Bellevue that we're actually currently renting it out to our son.
Okay.
Because we are wanting to build out in the country. We've decided that living out there is really what we like the best. So
That's amazing.
we're in the process of preliminary house plans, and hopefully if the interest rates go down, our son can actually buy our house. Right. That'd be ideal.
That'd be awesome.
Sure. It's just right over here on the edge of Fairview by Loveless Cafe.
Well, speaking of Fairview, we're actually in your office sitting across the street from the Rec Center.
Yes.
Where we're going to have our vision party tonight that we hope to see all of you guys
Which
at.
I think is a great idea to kind of have your goals for the year and make them come to light.
Yeah.
There's something true about that. When you see what you want to happen, you kind of wish it into being.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like me owning my own company, and you owning your, being an entrepreneur on your own, and you. So I'm definitely going to go by there and try to work on my vision board.
Awesome.
I love it.
And I love the rec center. If I'm not here at work, that's where you'll find me. I've become really passionate about my fitness journey as well, and it helps me feel so good mentally and physically. So I love having it right there, and I love the instructors and some great friends that I've met over there since I've been going.
So shout out to the Williamson Rec.
Yeah, shout out.
Awesome. So Fairview, take us back to how did you land that you wanted to make Fairview your kind of launch pad for your business?
Since I was living in Bellevue, we had lived in Green Hills for the whole time we were married and raised our kids there. So we ended up moving from Green Hills out here to Bellevue, and we were sort of inching our way closer to the country, but I had to take some baby steps because it was a big move to go from Green Hills to Hickman County.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, let's just move over there in Bellevue for a little while, because that's where I felt was home anyway, Bellevue, because I lived there originally when I was in high school and college.
Okay.
And so, and I went to Hillwood High School. So I was just a West Nashville girl anyway. So I thought, well, Fairview's ideal because I love the small town feel, but it's not so small that there's nothing going on.
Right.
So to me, it was just the perfect combination of what I wanted and where I wanted to be based. So, and it's halfway between Bellevue and the country where we spend most of our time.
Right.
So,
Yeah, it makes sense. So talk to us. There's somebody watching right now, I'm sure, that is kind of at a crossroads, same thing, where they're like not sure, do they want to go into an entrepreneurial type of venture? Do they want to stay with the security of kind of being where they're at?
yes.
And I'm sure that your story is inspiring someone right now. So talk to us about what that journey was like. I mean, you had to completely rebuild your
Start
business
over,
and
yeah.
start from
Start
scratch.
from scratch. Totally start from scratch.
Yeah.
In a town that I didn't know anybody. So
I don't think she wants to take the microphone.
No,
I'm sorry. So
Don't be
yeah,
shy.
I think I would encourage anybody who has a dream to not be scared because
Mhm.
there's only, I mean, you can fail, obviously, but why not give it a whirl? Why not try?
That's right.
Because if you put your heart and soul into it, you are going to succeed. So that's what I really believe. And if you're likable and you work hard, what else can you ask for, you know?
Did you have a lot of your previous clients supporting you?
Yeah, all of my friends and clients supported me. And I also, you know, where I left from running the in-house title company, I made a promise that I would not take anybody with me because I don't think that's right.
Sure.
So I didn't even contact those realtors to try to steal them away.
Right.
Because I just wouldn't want that done to me. So it's been fine. It's been fun to meet all new people.
Lots of new people.
And I got to meet Erica, and she's always been supportive from day one, which means so much because there's always people that you think would be supportive in a small town,
Right.
and you really find out the hard way.
And it hasn't been easy
It's
for
not
you,
as
right?
easy as you think.
No. So what do you think sets Lionsgate apart from the title company down the road? Like, what can they expect from you and your team
Yeah.
that they might not get from, you know, someone else that has the big recognizable name, you know?
Well, first of all, you can find me anytime.
That's
you
true.
can get me on the phone
Absolutely.
from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Even if you want to call at night after 7, it's fine. I don't really love it, but I'm always on duty. Weekends, nights, whatever. If you have a quick question, I'm happy to answer it.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, really makes me stand out because I'm very available. And the other thing is, a lot of times people are so busy with their work and their life,
Yes.
they don't have time to drive to Fairview.
This is true.
Obviously, and it scares away a lot of people that are in Nashville. They're like, Fairview? I'm like, don't let Fairview scare you. I will drive to you. I will drive to your business. I drive all over. I've done 2 at Starbucks on West End this week because various reasons. Busy people. One had physical therapy at Elite, which is in Midtown. So I was like, after your physical therapy, just meet me and we'll sign at Starbucks.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. I'm flexible and I'll meet
Very
you
true.
halfway or meet you all the way. So I think, you know, most of the title companies will provide a mobile service, but I'm more willing to do it even at 7 o'clock at night, whatever, just to make the deal work and make life easy for everybody.
Very much about convenience for your clients.
Very much about, I
Absolutely.
want it to be as convenient as it can be. For the realtors too and the clients. And a lot of realtors love to close at their office,
Mhm.
and then after we sign, I can turn the check in right away at their
Mhm.
office. That's a big deal, because, I mean, everybody wants to get paid
Yeah.
timely, so.
And if you don't mind me asking, because as she said, there's probably someone watching who is wanting to take a jump as an entrepreneur, but there's probably a lot of people that are watching that have no idea what a title company does.
Yes.
They've never bought a house
I
before,
know, I think
and
you're right.
they look at their closing disclosure, and there's a lot of the numbers on the title side that seem to make, you know, people either not understand or be like, title.
And why do I need a title?
Why do I
Yeah.
need a title? So
So, so what title insurance is basically, I call it the best insurance you can have. Number one, because you only have to pay for it once. That's a big deal. 'Cause I know we all work so hard, and most of our expenses are for insurance.
Yes, so true.
Homeowners insurance, car insurance, health insurance, life insurance, and you have to pay that every month.
Right.
Well, title insurance, you pay one time when you buy a house, or when when you refinance, you pay one time for your lender to be covered with title and
Right.
insurance. And the beautiful thing about it is, if anybody ever came back later and said, my grandmother was supposed to leave that property to me, I'm the heir, you're covered. You don't have to worry about somebody ever taking your property from you because you have title insurance. And that's exactly what it does. It covers you and
So you're
insures you.
searching through all of the
Public records.
public records to make sure that someone else,
Making sure that there is nothing subject to on that
Okay.
policy.
there's
So
no claims
there's
or.
no claims, there's no tax liens, mortgages, material mechanics liens. So all of that has to be cleared so that your lender, most people have a loan, so the whole idea is for your lender to be in first lien position. So they have to make sure that there's nothing else ahead of their lien. So
Right.
that's what the title search ensures and your insurance covers. So there have been times when you have surprises,
Yeah.
Sure.
and not long ago, we had a closing, got the title search back, and there was a lien from an individual, two owners back in the chain of title that had
Oh, wow.
never been cleared.
Wow.
And it was a person's name, I'll just say Betty Smith, just
Okay.
to make it simple. Nobody knew who this was. They didn't know there was a lien on their house.
Right.
From when they had bought the house from a previous owner, who
Wow.
had bought it from a previous owner. So I had to do some private investigating, which is also part of my
Yep.
job sometimes. So I tracked down this Betty Smith. She had moved to Paducah, Kentucky.
Oh my gosh.
She was 88 years old.
Oh my gosh.
She said, oh yeah, I kind of remember that. That's been a long time ago. They paid that off a long time ago.
Oh, so it had been paid.
I said, well, there's a problem because you never signed the release when they paid you off.
Yeah.
You never signed the release of lien. And she said, well, I don't know anything about any of that. She was a little bit of a country lady.
Oh.
So I said, well, if I email you a release, are you able to find a notary and go have it signed? I don't have a computer.
Oh no.
So guess what?
You went to Paducah.
Yes.
No,
No,
way.
you didn't. Oh my gosh.
Road trip.
Oh,
I
man.
love that.
Paducah.
Yeah.
Go to her house, have her sign the release, record it, and
You were the
That-
hero.
I was the hero.
That's actually pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's a cool story.
That's
And I was just so thankful she was still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not, of her mind or anything.
Right, or she could have been dishonest
She
and
could have had
said,
dementia, and I
Yeah.
could have said, I can't have her sign this because
Yeah.
it's not a legal document.
right.
Now,
So-
speaking of that, that kind of leads into the whole title insurance piece, right? Where you have a lender's title insurance, and then you have an owner's title insurance. And so if someone has a owner's title insurance, which is always optional, it always says optional.
Right.
But that's where it comes in because they would not be on the hook. It would have been the title company previously, right?
Right.
It would have to make it right.
Yeah.
You just happen to go out of your way and go ahead and say,
Because it was a
solution,
situation
yeah.
where everybody was freaking out.
oh,
Of course.
And
Yeah.
that's the only option.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
do what you have to do. I like things to be clean. I don't want to have to worry about it later. That's
That's right.
my number one thing. Like in my whole life,
Yeah.
I am not a procrastinator. I'm one of this. It makes me feel good to just tackle it and get it done and off my to-do list.
That's awesome.
And I can't even stand to think about that might be out there hanging.
Right. Yeah. You don't want any midnight calls saying, "Hey,
No,
you messed
it's
this
a
up."
total nightmare.
Yeah.
It's a total nightmare. Those are the worst.
Yeah.
You go, but then it's always fine.
You
Right.
always
It
find a
always makes
solution.
you panic for a minute.
You are
So-
definitely solution
Yeah.
oriented for
So,
sure.
but yeah, the title insurance is a huge thing, and it's really rare. Probably 1% of my buyers will say, "I don't want title insurance."
Yeah.
Even when they're getting a loan, and it's only a small percentage more
Right.
to purchase that for your own coverage,
Yeah.
which I never argue. I simply show them exactly why title insurance is recommended, and if they don't want it, they sign it off
Yeah.
that they don't want it. But typically, it's only a few $100s over what the lender's policy is.
Sure.
Anyway, and then if they sell, you actually get a discount if you have your title
Yeah.
policy.
Right.
Or if you refinance, you get a discount. So it's a great product.
Yeah.
So
And for those of you that are watching that might be in the process of looking to sell, buy, refinance, you definitely can call anytime, talk to Emily, talk through this product with her, get your questions answered, see if it's something that's relevant to you as far as discounts, because she is the local title expert and she's here to help answer your questions.
Exactly.
Definitely the silent hero in the real estate
Yeah.
transaction.
For sure.
And I love to help people even if they don't use me. If they have questions, that's fine. So.
Well, and I think it's really important, even for those of you guys that are watching, when you really consider what it means to keep your business local in Fairview, you're contributing to the local economy, the local schools, and keeping that money right here in the community so that everyone continues to thrive.
And that's what I do support is the local sports. Try to support Fairview High School mainly, football
Sure.
team.
Oh yeah, I've seen your
I've
picture,
got a thing
your
to sing
banner.
in for the softball team.
Yeah.
I don't know if it actually even brings me any business, but I feel like it's a good way to support this local community. Whether I get business from it or not, I don't know. But I'm still happy to contribute to that because I know it's such a important part of the community.
Yeah.
Small businesses play a huge role in keeping those activities going.
Oh,
So I know when they come to, and small businesses get hit up all the time.
Oh, yeah. For
So it's just
everything.
donation. So that is a small way that you can give back to these local businesses that are supporting your kids' programs.
Right.
Is by seeking them out, and not only are they great, but then you also are keeping that circle of generosity going. So,
Right. So that's what I choose
Yeah.
for my work, donations, and then of course for personal, I always support St. Jude because to me that's the best charity there is in the
Yeah.
whole entire world. So.
Yeah.
And my father-in-law has a waiting room there at St. Jude named after him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's
Because he used
amazing.
to work with Danny Thomas,
Oh,
who started St. Jude. So
Yeah.
that's close to home.
That's cool.
yeah.
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 Well, is there anything else you want to tell any of the viewers out there that you have coming up or that you're supporting? Or
Well, come to the vision board
Yeah.
thing tonight,
Yes.
and you can get to know all of us in person.
Yeah.
And just basically, I really, really want to thank Fairview for their support of me, and hopefully, I'll just continue to grow. And the economy is booming.
any agents that don't have a preferred
any
title
agents
company?
Don't have a preferred title? Give it a shot. You're not stuck with me. If you don't like it, you can do one closing. If you don't like it, you can go move
Yeah.
on down the road. But it's nice.
They won't,
It's
though.
nice to have a chance, and I promise you, if you give me a shot, you won't be disappointed.
That's awesome. All right. Well, another one under the belt, right?
Yep, yep.
And I love that you're doing this. It's
Yeah.
such a
Next
great-
week we have another surprise guest. We'll just keep them a surprise.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep, so this is every Thursday at noon. So I know some of you are on your lunch break watching. We appreciate you watching. Share, tag another business that you would like to see featured, and definitely reach out to us
Oh, yeah.
because we love it when you reach out and nominate the other businesses. And also, it's not just about highlighting businesses. We're looking for 501c3 nonprofits, community members. We even like to highlight upcoming events. So definitely, this is your show. You guys are driving the ship. Tell us where to go. We
Yeah.
would love to highlight anyone and everyone that you recommend. And again, we have plenty of vision boards. We've got the poster boards. We've got all the supplies. We've got all the food. We would love to see you tonight at 5:30 at the Fairview Rec Center.
It's going to be so fun.
Yes.
Hopefully, everybody will come out. It's going to be a rainy night. What else you got to do?
Yep. All right. See you next time.
Bye.
guys.